Go to the football field now. The huddle broke at Browns rookie mini camp for the first time Friday in Ohio, with, of course, all eyes on Shedeur Sanders. But the Browns have two rookie QBs in their room, as they also selected Dillon Gabriel in the third round. Kevin Stfansky has called it an open competition in Cleveland. However, should be noted, Gabriel took the first snap of team drills in minicamp, not Sanders. You know who's there for it? NFL reporter Kimberly A. Martin joins us now from outside of the Browns practice facility. And Martin, I know you were at camp yesterday. What more can you tell us about how Shedeur looked and what they were saying about him in his first day at camp?
Yeah, listen, Shay, a lot is being thrown at Shedeur Sanders, as is the case with all of these rookies who are trying to get up to speed on this playbook. And here's one thing that stood out yesterday after the first day of practice. You know, typically on day one, coaches will see those quote-unquote rookie jitters. But both Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel showcase flashes of that same poise and that passing ability that we saw in their college careers. And that was a good sign. Now, as you said, it's still early. It's still day one. But, in practice, they had a longer 7-on-7 period to accommodate the two quarterbacks. And as you noted, Dillon Gabriel did take the first reps of the team period. And I can tell you, as we were waiting for Stfansky, we saw Shedeur Sanders. He was one of the last players to leave the field. He stayed late to kind of throw passes to a rookie tryout. So, again, these are just the first early days of rookie minicamp.
Just starting to get to work, right? But Sanders is one of four quarterbacks currently on the roster. And so this is going to continue to be a thing,
yes.
Kimberly. So what did Kevin Stfansky have to say about this entire quarterback situation?
I'm glad that we are at least mentioning Dillon Gabriel, because he is another quarterback that is here, and a lot of attention on Shedeur. But, Kevin Stfansky was asked pointedly, tell us about how did you decide that Dillon should get the first reps? And typical Kevin Stefanski fashion, he said, I wouldn't read into that. I think Stefanski's main point yesterday was this competition is ongoing, and rookie minicamp is part instruction, part competition. But there's a lot of work that has to be done. These guys have to take what they're learning in the meeting room, bring it out onto the field. So, Shay, as much as we want to know who is going to be the Browns quarterback this season, we are so many months away from that, and this is just the first step. So let's not read into it, but we're going to be watching today, because we're going to hear from these quarterbacks a little later.
Of course, we're going to read into it. That's what we do here at ESPN. And I'm over here talking about four quarterbacks in the QB room. I mean, we should add five. Deshaun Watson is still in that quarterback room as well, although it's very unlikely we see him on the field. He still will be a part, I will assume, meetings and whatnot. Kmart, I am sure I will talk to you a lot over the next couple of days and weeks. Thanks, Kmart. Appreciate you.
Senior NFL writer Jeremy Fowler joins us now. He said that this Cleveland quarterbacks competition is going to be all-encompassing evaluation. And obviously they have Kenny Pickett there. They have Joe Flacco as well. What are you hearing about the two rookies, though, at first glance?
Yeah, so they're going to keep four quarterbacks, Hannah, throughout the offseason leading into training camp. So Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders will have plenty of opportunities to make their impression and to try to make the team. That's really their first goal. They have to do that because the Browns are probably going to keep at a max three quarterbacks. Somebody's going to be the odd man out. So Sanders has been as advertised as far as what the Browns liked in the pre-draft process: accuracy, decision-making. They want to see him build on that. But the tricky part for him is they're really high on Gabriel. They essentially overdrafted him in the third round just to ensure that they got him. I was told the Browns are really surprised that the media never picked up pre-draft very much on how high they were in Gabriel, with their private workouts with him, with bringing him in for a top 30 visit. So he's still in a pretty good position right here, and we'll see. Now, I'm talking to people around the league. They wouldn't be surprised if the Browns try to swing a trade eventually with one of these four quarterbacks, because they look at that position as currency, as value. So if somebody plays well in the preseason, maybe they'll be in a new uniform.
Yeah, it's going to be really fascinating to see. You know what they say when you have multiple quarterbacks, that you have none. I know, but they do. They have a ton. All right.
That's ridiculous.
No, Greeny, it's not ridiculous as long as they are able to. And I heard Dan Graziano talking about this morning earlier on ESPN Radio. Yeah, I listen to it when I'm in my car in the morning. It's all as long as they can get him enough reps. And it sounds like Kevin Stefanski is aware of the fact that in order to create a real quarterback competition, he has to kind of change some things in terms of the way he divvies out reps during the preseason and during the offseason. If he can compete with Dillon Gabriel, if he can compete with Joe Flacco, he can compete with Kenny Pickett, there's a very good chance that if this is an organic competition with a level playing field, he could be your starter week one. No question about it.
Look, sometimes we attach this number now. He was a fifth-round draft pick, and I understand that there was a reason for that. I'm not pretending it doesn't matter at all. But what I'm saying is if he had been drafted in the second round or the first, which is what we were expecting, then there'd be almost no debate about it, right? We'd be with exactly the same body of work in college and the same skill set. We would absolutely be forecasting him to be the starter, especially, Dan, when you consider the other options they have available.
Right, but he is a fifth-round pick, and there was another quarterback they drafted 2 rounds earlier this year.
Right.
In addition to Joe Flacco, who helped them get to the playoffs 2 years ago, and Kenny Pickett, who he's in the mix as well. So they have 4 guys. They need to get them all practice reps. Kevin Stfansky, what Lewis was alluding to, he put 7-on-7 drills into the rookie minicamp. Usually rookie minicamp is just, classroom stuff, very basic stuff, nothing really, and in terms of team competition. But he wanted Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel to be able to get some reps at a time of year when they weren't competing with veterans for those reps. So he's very conscious, Stfansky is, of trying to make this as good, as close a competition as possible among all 4 of them.
I'm going down with the ship with my friend Mel Kiper on this one. He is the most underdrafted player that I can ever remember. I genuinely believe if he has a chance, a real chance, he's going to wind up making a run at the starting job there sooner rather than later. All right, the next
Browns crowded quarterback room. Ocho could make for some awkward moments, but that's not been the case according to Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur said the vibe in the QB room is positive. Everybody's cool. Outside the room, people try to pit us against each other, but inside the room, we know we're one. We're all different characters. It's funny going in there seeing Joe every day. It's fun to see him because I like, wow, I really mean Joe Flacco right now, we're on the same team. Then, of course, Kenny, the experience he's been in the league with these 2 is cool. And to see the process of it. And Deshaun, of course, he's active in there and he's all in the meeting, so it's cool talking to him. Why? So, yes, only one quarterback can play. We understand that. Mm-hmm. So, because only one quarterback, this isn't Hunger Games. I think that, people think, I think sometimes, Ocho, people try to pit like it's a Hunger Games. Like right. You could have only one winner. Yes, there's only going to be one guy that's going to be able to play at a time. But I'm not trying to sabotage it. Mm-mm. I'm going to go in there. Hopefully he can impart some wisdom. Joe Flacco's been at this thing a very, very long time. What is this, year 17, 18 for Joe?
Super Bowl winning quarterback at that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Got to be at least 17. I think 2009 was his rookie year. Okay. So this year 17. 18, okay. Yeah. So, hey, hopefully I can get some from Joe. Kenny Pickett's been in the league for a while. I don't know if I'm going to get too much from him, but, hey, let's see how it go. But,
hey.
So what is I'm just trying to figure out what it's supposed to be. I understand. Ocho, when you in the wide receiver room.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all did, it wasn't a whole bunch of 3 wide. There was 2 wide receivers. Yeah, everybody wanted to play. I'm not trying to sabotage anybody so I can play in front of them. If you beat me out for the job, ain't gonna happen, but wish you the best.
Yeah, most definitely. And we know what the pecking order is gonna be. We know what the pecking order is gonna be based on what we saw from rookie camp after they got drafted. Listen, the eye test, it doesn't lie. Mm-hmm. And based on the eye test, when you've seen the quarterbacks that came in their rookie year, you already know who's the best. You already know who it is. So Flacco's going to be the starter. At some point, if Flacco's not playing well, Shedeur Sanders will step in and be the quarterback of the future.
Yeah.
That's just how it's going to go. It's how it always plays out. Every single time. Just not in this situation. In any situation. Maybe this one is a little different because it is Shedeur. He was a 5th round pick. He's very, very well known. And his last name is Sanders. But these things like this happen all the time. And it all plays out the same way.
The cream always rises to the top. It never settles on the bottom. And if Shedeur is what he believes he is, and his supporters believe he is, when the opportunity presents himself, he'll get in there and he won't look back. Same thing would happen with Tom Brady. Tom Brady came in as a 6th round draft pick. He didn't play his rookie year. Mm-hmm. And he was sitting the bench start of his sophomore year. Guy gets hurt, he goes in, and he doesn't look back. Lou Gehrig was not starting at first base. Wally Pipp was. And one day he had a headache. And guess what, Ocho? He never got back on first base again unless he was DHing. And I don't think they had the DH back then. So yeah, it happens. It's just when the opportunity presents itself. That's what luck is. You know what luck is? when preparation meets opportunity.
The opportunity, yeah. Yeah.
If you're prepared when the opportunity presents itself, doesn't matter whether it's in sports, whether it's in media. You know, people ask Undisputed, well, how were you? Bro, I was just waiting for that opportunity. I was prepared. I was prepared a lifetime.
Yeah.
My knowledge of studying and going over stuff and watching sports very intently. You hear Cornbread say, man, damn, look how you breaking the game down. I wouldn't think you break it down like that. You're a Laker fan.
Right. Yeah.
But when you watch and you study, knowing that an opportunity is going to present itself. People don't plan to fail. They fail to plan.
Right.
So all I'm doing is hoarding information, studying. Opportunity, so it's going to come. It's going to happen. And when it does, be ready. We put this together, man. I think I can do my own thing. I can do this. I just need somebody to bounce some, hey, that's entertaining, can bounce stuff off of. Man, don't you what you think about this? Man, you gonna do it? I want to do it too.
Yeah, shit.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
But the opportunity. A lot of times people get opportunity. Man, they messed over me. No, you weren't prepared. You weren't ready. You weren't ready. And so, hey, now you gotta when things don't happen, don't blame somebody else.
Yeah, I hate that.
What could you have done differently?
Yeah.
What could you have done better?
And you know what I also hate on is when people know a situation. People know a situation is bad and they always find an excuse instead of doing what they need to do, instead of doing what's necessary to fix said situation, but blame everything else going on around them. That hurts me. That hurts.
Because it's easier to blame someone else than to blame yourself. Because if I were to put that on me, Ocho, that means that something about me is wrong.
Right,
Who
yeah.
wants to admit that there's something wrong with them?
Yeah.
Accountability.
Yeah.
I'd be the first to raise my hand in situations. Hey, I put Shannon done this.
Yeah.
I'm big on accountability.
Same. If I fuck up,
you have to own up to it. You have to. That's the only way to and look, it happens. Don't beat yourself up about it too much.